As I walked through Hyde Park today, I was passed by lots of people out jogging. And whilst it's not for me to judge how people spend their time, what it got me thinking about was, what is the fastest invertebrate in our garden? And I think there's only one way for us to find out, and that's to have a race. Hi, I'm Connor from the Royal Parks Mission Invertebrate, a project that is helping people to discover, protect and celebrate the invertebrates that call the Royal Parks home. So what are invertebrates? Well, they are animals which don't have a backbone like you and I. So things like snails and slugs and spiders and ants. And the reason that we think they're really interesting is because they are really important for the environment. And also because the vertebrates, animals which have a backbone like you and I, are a little bit overrated, in my opinion. What have vertebrates ever done for us? So we have the question that we want to answer, and now we need to find the contestants for our race. Invertebrates can be found everywhere. We find them in the flowers, in the trees, in the soil and the grasses, in dead wood. They really are everywhere. Now my favourite place to look for invertebrates is under old logs like this. Now if you are moving logs, make sure you move them very slowly and make sure to always put them back in the exact same place as they were. Now this isn't a competition to see who can lift the biggest log, so leave your egos at home. So now it's time to check some logs, and if I lift up this very carefully, I can see here that we have a woodlouse. And woodlice are invertebrates. They have 14 legs and they belong to a group called the crustaceans. And this group also includes things like crabs and lobsters. So we can definitely include this in our race, and let's go roll a few more logs. Time for another log. Let's have a look, very carefully lift it. And oh wow, this is very cool. Right here we have a beetle. Beetles are insects and they have 6 legs, and we can definitely include this in our race. Oh, come look at this. This is really cool. So what I have here is a millipede. So millipedes have way more legs than beetles and way more legs than woodlice. Let me just count how many legs this one has. 6, 7. Has a whole lot of legs. Millipedes have a lot of legs. But do you think that more legs makes them run faster or slower? I think it's time for us to have a race. Let's go. Now in our first lane we have the woodlouse, and woodlouse are often known to roll up into balls when they're scared, but we've told them that this is actually cheating. We will not tolerate any of that behaviour in this race. And in the second lane we have the beetle. Now beetles have the fewest legs of all our contestants, but is less more in this case? What do you think? And last but not least, the millipede. The most legs, too many legs some may say, but let's see how they do. We'll start the race in 3, 2, 1, and go. So the beetle is absolutely flying down the course. I mean, although obviously not literally, because again that would be cheating. Finishing in just 5 seconds. So now all we have remaining is the woodlouse and the millipede. Neck and neck at this point, if invertebrates have necks. Not sure if they do. Anyways, who do you think is going to win? Woodlouse or millipede? Either way, I bet this is not something you thought you'd be watching in your spare time. And it is the woodlouse finishing in 29 seconds, just an antenna length ahead of the millipede finishing at 30 seconds. Woo! So the beetle with its 6 legs was the fastest. And that's not really surprising because that beetle is a predator, coming out at night to feed on slugs and small insects. And in second place was the woodlouse. Now woodlice are not predators, they are recyclers of rotting plants, so they are not in a rush to catch their food. And last place was the millipede, with all its legs, so many legs, too many legs to count. It always mesmerizes me a little bit when I watch their little legs moving. Very cute. And that wraps up our experiment. We found that the beetle, the predator, was the fastest invertebrate. And for the millipede, having all those extra feet did not give it a leg up in the competition. And if you'd like to get involved yourself, why not see how fast the invertebrates in your own garden can run? And we have instructions on our website for how to make your very own racetrack. But remember, as scientists, we have to be very careful with the wildlife and make sure we put it back exactly in the same spot as where we found it. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out our Mission Invertebrate website for many great resources and to follow us on social media.